just coming into Lanyon Homestead, and it's an early settlers property, one of the first in Canberra, and it's got a convict barn there, an old convict house, and a newer house in the 19th century, but an old convict barn. And I'd been there a few years ago, well, about 11 years ago actually, and then the thing burnt down, or the roof of it burnt down, and the display in it disappeared. But they've got a new display now, and I think I'd like to go and have a look, and hopefully you find it interesting too. That's the old convict barn down there in the distance. Looks exactly the same except for a new roof by the look of it. Yeah, that's the old Lanyon Homestead. Beautiful building, built in the 19th century. Around the back of the building is the original settlers' hut, I suppose you'd call it. We'll have a quick look at that, and then we'll go down and have a look at the convict-built barn. The original building that was put up, servicing the property, and a bit of a compound developed over time. Simple internal dwelling. They've got it set up nicely. Seem to have a bedroom at this end. Fireplace, oven, down a couple of stairs into another room that appeared to be the laundry. Old copper, sinks, and a bit of just equipment. Next door to it was another room building, it's attached to the building. Must have been storage for food, and down below a cellar. Quite a sizable size. Sheep grazing peacefully in the paddock, and the old barn's just across the creek. The entrance is at the rear of the building, and a dam situated just off near the entrance.
Absent without leave, 25 lashes. The skin was lacerated at the 13th lash.
At the 50, the convict appeared to suffer great pain, but during the whole of the punishment, he did not utter a word nor groan. But when cast loose from the table, the expression of his countenance indicated much suffering.
Calvin Sampson, stealing a pair of shoes, 50 lashes.
Blood flowed at the 4th. The convict cried out at the 18th and continued crying for a few succeeding lashes. His skin was considerably torn, and blood flowed during the whole of the punishment. This man groaned much and prayed while suffering his sentence, and afterwards declared seriously that he would never come again.
Daniel Alone, for grossly neglecting his duty, 50 lashes.
The prisoner cried loudly at the 2nd and repeated his cries at every lash. At the 12th lash, the blood was flowing largely. The prisoner seemed to suffer intense agony.
Francis Byrne, dishonest conduct, 25 lashes.
His back was a good deal lacerated, but in consequence of the careless manner in which the ends of the lashes were tied, they continually came loose. He was not as much punished as he otherwise would have been.
John Holden, dishonest conduct, 50 lashes.
He was a fair-skinned young man. The defect in the instrument having been remedied, blood appeared about the 10th lash. His back was much lacerated. He bore his punishment well.
Alfred Shanton, neglect of work, 25 lashes.
He was a hardened youngster about 17 years of age. He was determined, if possible, to bear his punishment like a man. He was, however, well flogged.
Andrew McMahon, drunk and disorderly, 50 lashes.
This was an old offender. He had been flogged repeatedly. This was the first time that he was punished with the regulation cat. He bellowed at every lash and writhed with agony. His back was very much lacerated.
Daniel Coleman, neglect of duty by feigning sickness, 25 lashes on the breech. John Cree, neglect of duty by feigning sickness, 36 lashes on the breech. Edward Sandrake, neglect of duty by feigning sickness, 25 lashes.
Yeah, so that's the display. It's very dark in here. I don't know how the video is going to turn out. But, yeah. Found that very interesting. It's well worth a visit. Keep the sheep out. Oh, it's just a quick trip because it's going to rain. Yeah, interesting stuff. The old James Wright, who set this place up, did it with the help of 40 convicts, and interestingly enough, he was pretty mean to them as the years went on, as he developed the property. But you know, convicts ended up being the end of him as well, because when transportation to Australia and the convict era ended, he went broke because he was used to the free labour. But not to be. But beautiful old property, fronts onto the Murrumbidgee River. Old James Wright ended up going out and establishing a place called Cumberlong at Tharwa. Tharwa's not far from here, and yeah, that's where he ended up. So, interesting place. It's on the southern side of Canberra, out the modern suburb called Lanyon, named after this property. And it's interesting that this place was sort of late 1820s to 1830s into the 1840s. Then it remained a property in a different family. I can't remember the name of them, up until it ended up being taken over by the Canberra Heritage Trust, and the ACT government runs it as a heritage building. Very interesting place to visit, and antiques to die for in the main house. So if you're in Canberra and in the area, it's well worth a visit. See a bit of heritage as it was at the beginning of the colony. Right, we're coming up to the main entrance, and give you an idea of just how close the suburbs of Canberra are. We're turning left onto Tharwa Drive now, as soon as we get out the gate at any rate. And so it was about 1 kilometre, and welcome to suburbia. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's only a short one. Planning a... oh, better put my seatbelt on actually. Planning a trip out to Wee Jasper again in the next couple of weeks, and plan to camp the night. But I'll find some other things to do in between then and now and then to interest me. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and a follow if you like, and see you on the next one.